Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So it's February, the first Saturday, which means that it's a brand new mission inspiration over on our Facebook group. So this month the prompts have been set by our good friend Linda Simpson, and it's all about love. Love is in the air. So I shall turn over to my overhead camera, show you the prompts for the month, and then I'll get cracking on my art journal page based on those prompts. Okay, so this is my mission inspiration art journal. It's underneath there, the circular one. There you go. Still haven't finished the decoration of it. So this is February's mission inspiration prompts for the month. So we've got love is in the air, colours are deep red, hot pink and gold, and our words for inspiration are hearts, romance, roses, kisses and together. So obviously February, the month of Valentine's Day. So we're going to do a kind of lovey-dovey, romancy kind of art journal page today. Well, that's the aim. I'm having one of those days where no matter what I do, it's all going wrong. I guess I must have washed my hands because right now I can't do a thing with them. And yes, I know, that's Ian's in the room as well. He's working on the computer today, so he probably will chip in at some point as well. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is get started. So colour wise, deep red, I've got Deco Art Americana Cherry Red, which is a kind of a deep red. Hot pink, I'm going for bubblegum pink. Again, Deco Art Americana. And for the gold, I've dusted off my Dina Wakley Media Gilt. So not guilt as in I feel guilty, but gilt as in gold. Which has also got... yeah. Anyway, so that's the gold. So I've got my three colours to one side there. I've got some things that I've printed off and cut out already because ain't nobody got time to sit and watch people cutting out. That's not what we're about. So I think I'm just going to jump right on in and get started. So I've got a little pot of water off to one side here with a couple of paintbrushes in already. It says just throwing those things out of the way. I need some kitchen roll or paper towel just to clean those brushes off. It only had remnants of bits of gesso on that anyway, so it's not going to be any great shakes. Right, so we've got a couple of brushes, some water, we've got our bits. I'm just going to jump right in and play. Right, stencil wise, I've got a couple of stencils to play with today. I've got one of the very first stencils that I ever bought while I started doing art journaling. This is the Crafters Workshop Art Is. So it's a script stencil, but it's one that I've used over and over and over again, almost to death really, but you know, it's still a good all-rounder. Definitely one that you need in your stash if you haven't already got it. And the other one is Grunge Hearts. So this is another TCW one. Don't know who the designer is on this one, but it was just one of those ones that I saw and I thought, do you know what? Yeah, it might be useful. I've only used it a couple of times, but I'm going to use it today for the background that I'm going to try and put together. So what we're going to do, oh, and to get in on the act, hello Mr. Bentley Bobbles, you come up to see? No, you're being very quiet today. Right, so Art Basics Clear Gesso, I'm just going to take some of that and I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put it down on the page, the double page spread, but I'm not going to take it right up to the edges. I'm going to do one of those art journal pages today that's going to have kind of like a scrappy white border all the way around. It's not going to be all over. So it's going to be uneven, scrappy, grungy, and not... You telling the dog that you love him?
Yes. Well, you said it was about romance.
Well, this is true.
The dog that I love him.
Oh, bless him.
And couldn't love him.
Exactly.
Apart from the cat.
Apart from my cat, that's right, yeah. Okay, so we've got that. Now before it dries, I'm going to grab some of that bubblegum pink. Not a huge amount. I'm going to put a couple of splodges just on each side of the journal. And then while it's still wet, I'm going to work the paint in. And I'm working in a kind of diagonally, well, a diagonal pattern across the page that way. But that's all about to change, because I'm now going to drag the brush up and down. And then side to side. Get that in the middle. So that's mixed a little bit with the gesso, but it's not an exact size. So it's kind of light, so you're probably not going to be able to see it because the lights are shining down on it, so you've got white highlights where the light's reflecting back, but that's fine. So I'm going to leave that just for a second to sit, but before I go any further, I'm going to take one of these natural sponges, tear a bit off, he says, and then I'm just going to dab into it just to create a little bit of texture, uneven texture into that background. There. That'll do me. Right, get that dried off. Okay, so that is pretty much dry. So before we go any further, I'm going to add in some of those. Are you yawning?
I am. I'm very tired today.
Are you? Why is that then?
Well, he kept me awake in the night. He was running in his sleep and he woke me up twice.
Was he kicking you?
Yeah.
No, he's getting his own back when you kicked him in the other day, accidentally.
Accidentally, of course, yeah.
Okay, cherry red. Artist sponge, just take a little bit of that paint, just work it into the sponge, and then I'm just going to dab over. I'm not going really, really heavy, I'm just dabbing in. So that's going to create a little bit of tonality into the page. So you've got pink and then you've got that kind of red image there. Pop it back down again just a bit towards the top. Mr. Bentley's off again. Where's he gone to? Has he disappeared off into one of the other rooms?
He's trying to shut all the doors.
Haha. It's just stopping from jumping on the beds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll carry on. Just work our way around. Just adding in a little bit of that stenciling, and then I'm going to lift it up and just take it and bring it back down over here. I might even line that one up a little bit. And then add some of that down here. They're a fairly uniform size, which is good. That'll do. That's fine for that background. So again, get that dried off. Okay, never had a clean up, did I? Whoops. It's just, let's see if we can get rid of that red. It's one of those colours that you're just bound to get it stuck on your elbow into the bin. There we go. That can go as well. Put that away. Tidy up as we go. Okay, so we've got that. I now want to add in some of the Lovies, or Arties, sorry, stenciling. So for that I'm bringing in vintage photo. So I'm starting to bring in some earthy tones into this now rather than the hots. So vintage photo, and I've got, actually I think we could do with a new foam because that one's looking rather scrappy. And my vintage photo archival is also on its way out. It's dried up. I can't say that it's lasted quite a long time because it hasn't.
Is it not?
Nope. So just work that in.
Good boy.
There we go. So we've got some nice kind of vintagey writing up there. Then we'll have some over here. Excuse the knocking noise. I will get that bookcase fastened. I've got a bookcase sat on top of my desk, but I haven't secured it. Because hopefully, in the next couple of weeks or so, I'm actually going to be moving rooms again. He says, with any luck. And then again we'll do that down at the bottom here. Thankfully not moving house, just moving room. There we go. So we've got a nice little bit of text in the background. It's looking all quite genteel at the moment, which is fine. Just get rid of any bits. Because that's archival and we've gone straight on the top of paint, it'll probably dry straight away anyway. So we don't really need to get the heat gun on that just yet. So the next thing I want to do is to stick on a couple of collage pieces, and I've printed off from my stash a couple of little cherubs, if you like, that I want to stick down on there. Now I do have somewhere some matte medium, but where's it gone? I have two lots of matte medium and oh, it's there. Duh. Can't see for looking.
Mummy look and daddy look.
Yes, exactly. So, get some, actually let's just pop it on there. We're not going to need a lot for this. I'm just going to use the smaller brush. Get some of that, and then we're going to put it about here. So just work that down. And then that can just go about there. And then we'll just work from the middle outwards. And glue that down. Again, not bothered about getting a couple of little wrinkles in it. I think we seem to have got one there. But that's okay. It's all part and parcel. I know if I'd have done the back of the image, I probably wouldn't have got that, but you're spoiling that dog.
You want a big kiss and cuddle. Oh, he's a good boy. Still smells like a puppy.
He's going to be beside himself tomorrow. Grandma and Grandad are coming for Sunday lunch.
Yeah, he loves his grandma and granddad.
Yes.
We might as well not exist on those days.
Right, so that's those little collagey items stuck down. What I also want to do is I've got some of those like ransom letters that Tim Holtz put out a few years ago. So I've still got quite a lot of those left, and seeing as I'm on a use up kind of kick, yes, exactly. I'm going to stick those down as well. But this time I'm going to use Airlene's clear tacky glue because I think this is going to be a bit too hard, heavy duty, if you like, for the matte medium. So I'm going to put the word love there, a little bit on there, like scrabbly letters, aren't they? The beauty about these is you don't even have to get them lined up, or even you can put them in all higgledy-piggledy, because that's the way they're supposed to be. So stick those down like that, like that. So you can put them on the wonk if you like. There you go. Because nobody's going to call the police on you if you do. And then at this side, I've also pulled out the letters to make up the word romance. So we're going to put that on here too. So let's stick that down there. And again, it doesn't matter if these are all higgledy-piggledy. Probably need to jiggle these a little bit to get them to fit better. Because they might be a bit too big. In fact, I think I'm going to lift that one up, pull that off, just to put it down there. And actually it might do it so that we get the word coming down this way. They put some glue on there, didn't they? Push it up. There's the A. Right. I've got a small N. I wish this glue was thin enough to actually go down to the bottom each time, but it don't. But never mind. We should just be able to get those two in there. Let's just glue them both at the same time. Then we've got the C, and then we can stick the E just there. Now we might have a little bit more wiggle room just to push them up a little bit further maybe. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's get that brush in the water, because I'm not going to need that one again. Probably going to need the larger one in a minute. But I do want to get that dried enough so that it's not going to cause us any problems when we start adding a few other bits. So let's just clear that excess matte medium as well, get rid of that. Let's see if we can help this along a little bit with the drying process. Okay, so everything's had sufficient time to dry now, fingers crossed. So I'm just cleaning off a brush because it's a bit too pink and a bit too bright. So I'm going to vintage it up a little bit by adding on some vintage distress collage medium from Tim Holtz and Ranger. So this is going to dirty it up brown it up a little bit if you like, and hopefully add that kind of vintagey tinge over everything. Now I know it's not going to get rid of the shine because this stuff puts on its own shine, but it just helps to tone everything down and just give it that kind of oldie worldy kind of feel to it. I'm just going to give it the once over. And I appreciate I've got tape on there so there will be a little bit showing through, but you know, can't have everything. So just to add that kind of sepia overtone to everything. I thought this would work particularly well with this, just to make it look a little bit old, a little bit more vintagey. This is the Mission Inspiration set this month by Linda, and Linda gave me this pot of collage medium, so I thought, well, why not? It was a prezi from Linda, so why not use it on one of Linda's inspired Mission Inspirations. So it's tinting those pages, the white on the page, just to take away that starkness from it. The newness, if you like. Just makes it look a little bit more oldie worldy, a bit more grungy, and you can go over this and add more if you want it in darker in areas like I've just done, just to kind of even the tone out a bit. And you can do that as much as you like. A bit more on this side, just to age it up again. It just helps to knock it back. I mean, if you've got some matte medium and some brown paint or a little bit of ink, you could try doing this for yourself just by tinting your own matte medium. You don't have to rush out and buy the Tim Holtz one. There are other ways to get similar, if not the same effect, without forking out extra pennies. Sorry, Tim. Well, that's just the reality. Okay, so we'll get that dry. Okay, so that's now dry. I have removed the tape there because I don't think my pages, I'm going to flip back up now. You can see where I've gone over and that tape's been. I can deal with that later. Now, the collage medium from Tim Holtz has given everything a shine. Now, it says collage medium. It doesn't say matte. That's the thing. So if you use this stuff, it will give everything a shine. And the other danger, of course, is if it's shiny, it's more than likely the pages may stick together if they've been closed for some or any length of time. So just to make sure that the pages don't stick together and to eliminate that shine, I'm going to give everything a complete once over with the clear gesso. So that's going to get rid of the shine and also eliminate the problem or the possibility that the pages may stick together. And I'm going to give the entire thing a real good once over get rid of a few lumps, make sure it's got a real good coating. And like I said, I can deal with the fact that we've got those little white patches there. So I'll just go over the entire of the page, and this should solve both problems of shininess and prevent the pages from sticking together. Okay, ladies and gentlefolk, as you can see, shine has all gone. There's not one bit of shine left on that page. So that's then also going to stop it from sticking together too, like I've just said. Now, I do want to get rid of these bits, so I'm just going to pull out that collage medium again, and I will just quickly go over those bits. So this is probably going to take a minute or two to get them back to where they were, so I'm going to just get rid of those bits here, do what I need to do, get it all dried, and then I'll be back once they're disguised. Okay, so as you can see, the edges now have all been disguised, so that should just about do it, I think. It doesn't really jump out at you anymore like it did do before. Okay, so just to finish off then, I've got one last little job that I need to do. So going back to the prompt, I haven't used any gold yet, so that's how I'm going to finish off. So I've got the Dina Wakley Media acrylic gilt, so I'm going to add some of that onto my top, and I'm going to take the splatter brush with a little bit of water on it, take some more just to get it a little bit more fluid, and then I'm going to add some nice kind of gold splatters just across the page, linking the word romance and the word love together. I don't want too many on the cherubs' faces, so just grab a little bit more, and then it will be kind of fairly subtle with that, so just to make sure that we do get some of that gilt, some of that gold on the edges. When I say on the edges, I mean showing through. I am going to add a little bit of the gold around the edge border of the page. I'm going to do it fairly sort of non-even. Just go around, just putting a bit of a gold border all the way around the page. Like I said, I'm not particularly bothered if it's not perfectly even all the way around. Don't really want it to look like a Victorian plate. Couple of light coats going all the way around, and that should do us, I think. We'll just get that dried off very quickly, get rid of the page protectors, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got the word romance, so that's definitely ticked. We've got hearts in there as well. Definitely love is in the air, and we've used all three of the colours, so I think that is a definite yes for that one. So all I have to do is just to sign it, and today is the 1st of February 2020, and I'm going to say that this mission inspiration for February, with that fabulous gold border all the way around, look at that, the shine on those gold splatters, just sets it off, I think. Enjoyed that. So I hope you've enjoyed watching it too. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. But also, if you want to join in with us on our Mission Inspiration Facebook group, it's a monthly art challenge group. You have the main monthly mission, which is what I'm doing here, but you also have a mid-month mini too, as well as. So please do pop along. I'll put the link on the screen here, but there'll also be a clickable link in the description area below. It's all from me for now. I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.